Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Fresh Start, your go-to space for thriving through perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. It's a pleasure to have you today. If it's your first time here, please feel at home. Here at Fresh Start, we are saying that perimenopause, menopause is a natural transition, and we are saying we're not going to be ashamed of it. We are going to be talking about, we are lifting the veil, we are making the conversation comfortable. It's not an unsavory subject. Over 1.2 billion people are currently in perimenopause or menopause. So why wouldn't we be talking about it? It's a natural transition. On my last video, I spoke about the benefits of fresh air. I just scratched the surface. There were so many benefits, but I spoke about a few of them, and I hope that you've been out there enjoying the fresh air and empowering your brain to think with more clarity, and also improving your mood and feeling much happier by being outside. Today, we're talking about the next principle. Like I explained in my previous video, Fresh Start is an acronym of the 10 principles that can help us to thrive during perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. So today we are covering the letter R, and R for real food. I am so excited. I was blown away as I was doing the research during the time when I discovered that I am entering the season of how food is fuel to our bodies, and that we need the right fuel for our bodies. And since I started implementing this R for real unprocessed food, I have had amazing benefits, and I hope you will be blown away with it and you go and try these things yourself. So let's be real, in the real world that we live in today, there are so many diets. There is a plethora of them. Keto, paleo, low carb, vegetarian, vegan, flexitarian. There is a long list of them. And most of them really say things that make sense when you listen to them. The challenge becomes when they start to contradict each other. One guru says this diet is the best, you don't have to eat carbs. The other one says actually Asian countries, they eat carbs but they don't gain weight, so this diet is better. So you end up really confused about which diet to pick. So I went through that season, which is why I personally decided to go to the Bible. Because like I said, the gurus representing these different diets were sometimes contradicting each other. So there are two reasons why I went to the Bible. While the Bible primarily is a spiritual book, it's there to nourish our spiritual side of things. It's actually a practical guide for day-to-day living. That's one thing that I found myself reading from it. You can learn how to live with your neighbors at peace. You can learn how to raise children. You can learn about diet. You can learn about finance. You can learn about businesses. There's so much that you can learn from the Bible. It's so much infused with practical wisdom for day-to-day living. That is why I turned to the Bible. That was the first reason. But the second reason is that I also, being a Bible-believing Christian, I believe that the world was created. And I believe that humanity was created by God. So from that perspective, I know that every creator or every inventor will always come up with a manual of whatever they've invented, how it should be used. So I totally believe that God would have put a manual on the things that we should eat. So I went to Genesis because I knew that's where the story of creation is, and Genesis is the first book in the Bible. I didn't have to dig very far. Verse 29 was there specifying the original diet that God gave to humanity after creation. And it was real unprocessed food, plant-based. I was so impressed because I've been listening to research that has been going on, and people are recommending plant-based diet. They're only catching up with the Bible. The Bible was written years and years back, and this diet was prescribed there in the book of Genesis. I'm not going to read the verse, but I encourage you to go and read the verse. Just Google Genesis 1 verse 29. In essence, it groups the foods into 5 groups. Even a 3-year-old can understand this. It's not complicated. So it's fruits, seeds, nuts, vegetables, and grains. Fruits, seeds, nuts, vegetables, and grains. 5 groups of food. I mean, you don't need a PhD to understand this. It's easy to understand. And God knew that we would thrive better on that diet. The diet industry is a multi-billion industry. You may ask why. Because people are not satisfied with the status quo. Everyone has been adopting the SAD diet, standard American diet. But you don't need to be a doctor or a nutritionist or dietitian or PhD holder to notice that this diet hasn't been serving us well, which is why people are out there searching for the best way to fuel their bodies. So my discovery led me to the God's life activating diet, or the GLAD diet, which is what is prescribed in Genesis 1 verse 29. So I started to transition from SAD to GLAD, God's life activating diet. And we're going to dive straight to the benefits of plant-based, real and processed food. Benefit number 1 is weight management. Ladies, when you get to this season, you may be eating the same food you were eating or exercising the same way, but for some reason you start to gain weight. And for some people, the fatigue is such that they can't even exercise more like they used to before. So that means that you gain even more weight. And you try everything that you can, that weight is not shifting. The benefit of a plant-based diet is that it's high in fiber, which means it will keep you full for longer, and it's low calories as well, which is good for weight management. We move on to benefit number 2, boosting your energy. With perimenopause or menopause, you get this fatigue and these afternoon slumps. Plant-based diet is full of antioxidants, minerals and vitamins that are mostly slowly released into your blood system, which leads to sustained energy during the day. No more of those jitters and crashes during the day. Imagine having sustained energy the whole day, not having situations where you have got slumps in the afternoon. Plant-based diet will help you with that sustained energy during the day. Going on to benefit number 3, it can help reduce the risk of chronic diseases. Perimenopause, menopause is already hard enough. You don't want added problems of chronic diseases during this stage. How does it do it? Plant-based diet is naturally low in saturated fat. It's also low in cholesterol, which helps with reducing the risk for cardiovascular diseases like heart attack and things like that, and stroke. It's also high in fiber, which means it can help stabilize the blood sugars, therefore reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes. And yes, we do not want chronic diseases on top of dealing with the transition. Moving on to benefit number 4, your gut health. Guys, the good bacteria in your stomach loves fiber. And when you feed it with fiber, then it functions better to help you with digestion, efficient digesting, to absorb all the minerals. People say you're what you eat. Yes, it's a half true statement, you are what you eat, but the truer statement is that you are what you absorb. If your digestion is not working properly, if you don't have good gut flora there, then you will eat the right food, but it won't be digested properly. So a happy gut is a happy you. We want your gut flora to be good, and if you feed it with fiber, you will have a good balance of a microbiome in your stomach, which will help you with digestion. And have you ever heard people say, my gut feel says I shouldn't do this? What do they mean by that? Because there's a connection between the gut and the brain. So some doctors even say the gut is like a second brain. So it's important for us to look after our gut. Moving on to the 5th benefit. Plant-based diet or real and processed food will help you to be a fountain of youth. as we get into perimenopause, you start to see lines all over, and being on a plant-based diet is like having a multivitamin which delivers nutrients, antioxidants, and minerals that help repair cellular damage, so which comes with age. So you will find that when you are on a plant-based diet, it's like having a multivitamin, and you will be vibrant and youthful during this season. Moving on to a benefit that is also linked to this one that I'm talking about, your skin and your hair will improve. Perimenopause, menopause can lead to dry skin and itchy skin and falling hair. When you are on a plant-based diet, it will nourish your follicles, your hair will start to grow, and the nutrients that are in there will help with the growth of your hair. And then your skin as well will improve, and you start to have this natural glow because of the rich nutrients that are available in plant-based diet. Moving on to benefit number 7, which has something to do with hormone imbalance. Guys, this hormone imbalance is harassing us during perimenopause, and it affects so many things. But there are plant-based foods like chia seeds and soy that are good in phytoestrogen, which is almost like a hormone therapy replacement, but this is a natural food that's rich in phytoestrogens that can help you balance your hormones. And when that happens, it might help reduce things like mood swings and hot flashes. The final benefit is brain fog, and related to brain fog and memory loss. When you are on a plant-based diet, it will nourish your brain because of all the antioxidants, the nutrients, the vitamins, and that will help to fuel your brain so that you think with clarity and improves your agility and your engagement over a long term. You don't want cognitive decline when you're going through this period. So I have given you about 8 benefits, and even here I am just scratching the surface of benefits. There are many more benefits of a plant-based diet and how it can help you during this transition period, but I don't like my videos being long, so I'm gonna just stop it there. Maybe you're thinking, how do I even do this? Take it a step at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Maybe start by just replacing one breakfast, replace a lunch, come to a point where you replace a day a week and say, I'm going to have plant-based. And there are simple things like lentil soups or salads or whatever. So I would love to hear from you what you are implementing during the week and what you have found out about the plant-based diet. And before I go, I'm going to clear a few conceptions that are out there about plant-based diet, like you won't have enough iron. I can tell you there is enough iron in plant-based diet. Things like lentils have got high iron content. So when you get the right legumes and other vegetables, and if you balance your 5 things, you would definitely get enough iron. What I would suggest though is supplementing on B12. My research shows that it would be good to supplement on B12 when you are on a plant-based diet. I would love to hear from you what you've been implementing and what has been helping you through perimenopause and menopause, and looking forward to seeing you on our next video. If you haven't watched the F for fresh air, please go and find it and watch it, because it will also help when we compound these things together, fresh air and real food, the benefits multiply. Have a good day.